Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Supreme Commander Forge Alliance for our Community Cast Library. I've had a really good week. I hope you guys are having a really good week. Just a little bit of feedback for people. I've had some suggestions in on a couple of things I'd like to see change. For example, someone has recommended and suggested that we change the thumbnails on the videos to an overview of the map that is actually going to be cast. I don't mind that idea. I'm looking at doing stuff like that. So thank you to the person that suggested that, and please don't get too frustrated with me just yet because I'm way too busy right now to just, I know it seems like a simple change and it'll probably only take me half an hour when I do it, but I haven't got the time to do it right now. I'm sorry. I'll get to it soon. I would also like to apologise. I promised someone a sentence this week, and unfortunately I've not managed to keep that promise. We're in for a Canis. It's a really good replay, and I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy it. I am working on the settings. Hopefully it'll be ready for next week. It is a long, epic-y kind of thing, though, so it just needs a little bit of extra time. It deserves extra time as well, I should say. Right, guys, take care and enjoy. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome along to a 5 vs 5 on the 10x10 map, Canis Special Edition. We're going to call this team at the top Team 1, this team at the bottom Team 2, starting over the players for Team 1. Going in red and UEF coming in at 1400, it is Shai-Hulud. Second up for Team 1, weighing in at 1400, going in green and UEF, it's Cabal. And thirdly for Team 1, he drove a Volvo to today's match, going in beige. Space Pirate Alien Seraphim Shenanigans coming in at 1400, it's NUDAX. Fourthly for Team 1, going in orange and UEF, weighing in at 1500, it's Naggl. And then lastly for Team 1 in Old Man Grey UEF, coming in at 1500, it's ThomasHiatt. And for Team 2, first up it's Hybrid going white, and Seraphim weighing in at 1200. Second up for Team 2 in yellow, going Aeon, weighing in at 1300, it's Cyborg. And thirdly for Team 2 in teal, going Master Cybran race, weighing in at 1400, it's Bulletproof Bob. Fourthly, it is GB's second official worst rated air player, weighing in at 1400, it's Dro going in red and Aeon for this one. And then lastly, in his usual colour of cyan and his usual inflated ego and ranking of 1800, going Aeon, it's Death Squad. There are the players, and we've already got engineers going out here, there and everywhere. We do have an early kind of raid coming in from ThomasHiatt here, looking like he's lining up for the expansion mexes that the air player usually gets a hold of on this map. And we see Cyborg actually moving up the center here, anticipating perhaps an early raid with a scout. The scout's not going to do anything against the mech marine, and we did see there 2 mech marines and a scout being sent forward by ThomasHiatt, but Cyborg managing to pick off one of the mech marines and the scout, and there's just 1 mech marine left here from ThomasHiatt, which is going to claim the life of 1 engineer. We see Cyborg moving over with an Aurora, so 1 engineer there being claimed by ThomasHiatt. I don't think that will disrupt the early expansion of Team 2, aka Death Squad or Cyborg, too much. In fact, ThomasHiatt's raid really too early even to disrupt the expansion of Dro at all. And we see that Cabal just moving in with some interceptors, trying to take out a T1 transport which is in the process of loading up with engineers. It's actually a T1 transport that's on fire. I'm not sure how safe I would feel if I was one of those engineers right now. And Death Squad queuing up some cheeky drops, actually, cheeky reclaim drops here, going for enemy reclaim at minute 4 here before he even finishes sucking up his own reclaim. How very naughty. It's shit like that which is why 1800s are 1800s. Why have your own reclaim when you can go to the other side of the map and get the other guy's reclaim? I like it. And we just see here Death Squad with a scout out here. He wants to see how open this reclaim is for mass. And I think Naggl has realized what's unfolding and is moving across some striker tanks to potentially take out these 2 engineers, or 3 engineers counting this one, dropped by Death Squad. And indeed the tanks from Naggl there getting in and making sure that those cheeky reclaim drops don't really come to too much, although we see one here still reclaiming and another one here actually working on converting a max point, and it's going to die very quickly after. But Death Squad there a little bit trolly, converting one of Naggl's maxes over to his own. And I did see, there we go, we've also got Dro employing similar tactics with early drops. We see Dro's already been dropping the left hand flank. If I was Bob, I wouldn't actually be too happy about that. Dro really there especially in this bit here, really taking reclaim that Bob has a solid claim on, I think. Not too bothered about this bit here. This is up for grabs. Dro moving in and taking enemy reclaim much the same way as Death attempted, but Dro's surviving as Shai not really picking up on the actions of Death here. And we've got Cyborg now pushing forward with his ACU over on the right hand side, coming across the ACU and fellow T1 contingent of Naggl. Naggl just backing off there, and Cyborg going instantly into a gun range upgrade on his Aeon combat, and we just see some T1 artillery laying down fire on an engineer from Naggl as it just reclaims the wrecks of T1 units, rocks and early engineers of... Hello! It looks like NUDAX been caught with his pants down in the middle here as Hybrid rams down the throat of NUDAX with a shitload of T1 units and a gun upgraded ACU, and Dro moving in his ACU across to assist the kill. And we missed the build up there, apologies for that, but NUDAX clearly isolated his ACU with no reinforcements, and Hybrid there with some crafty micro on his T1 spam blocking NUDAX getting into the water, and Dro and Hybrid now pincering in on the movement of ThomasHiatt, but ThomasHiatt is going to safely slink back into the central body of water. ThomasHiatt there was probably moving across from his central position over to left center to try and, well, stop NUDAX from dying, but dying he did. And Thomas here has got a little raid through the middle here. He's taken out 1 max from Dro. I don't think he's quite got enough to claim 2 maxes of Dro, but a nice effective penetrating raid there from Thomas, and instantly Cyborg starting to reclaim those wrecks, but it will take a little bit of time for Dro to rebuild that mass extractor. Not quite sure whether it was T1 or Team 2. T1 or T2, Team 1 or Team 2. So Team 2 here with the early aggression from Hybrid, not doing, not looking like they want to back up that early aggression with a push, and instead Hybrid going into nano repair, well, completing nano repair and then going into T2 upgrade. Dro assisting both upgrades, and I just want to take a little look at what we think's being planned. We see Dro here, he's reclaiming T1 power, he's got T2 power up, his second one's almost done, so Dro recycling T1 P-gens, and we see Death Squad getting some TMD up on the edge of his base, pretty sensible. Actually, we also see here Death Squad into T2 Air making Mercies here, and we've got 3 Mercies on the move, and Corsairs from Bob circling here in the middle, and we've got ThomasHiatt over here. Nothing guarding his comm from air, and Hybrid moving across the central body of water, putting pressure on the ACU of ThomasHiatt. ThomasHiatt having to cancel his T2 upgrade. Excellent pressure in the Mercies, and Corsairs coming in, and ThomasHiatt going down to a Mercy. Nice teamwork there from Team 2. Hybrid looking like he was just applying pressure to force the cancellation of an upgrade, which he achieved, but then Bob and Death Squad sneaking in with Corsairs and Mercies respectively, just to mop up the ACU kill. And Team 1 with a calamitous opening 10 minutes here, losing 2 players. A 1500 rated ThomasHiatt and a 1400 rated NUDAX being wiped aside by Team 2. And Team 1, it's a tall order now for Team 1, let's be honest. One may be forgiven for thinking, why on earth am I even casting this? It looks like a steamroll so far. We shall see. And we see here Naggl amassing a little tasty, tidy force here of T1 spam, and it's starting to bulk up nicely with some T2 pillars and a couple of parashields in the mix. And we got a Spectre coming in from Dro, but the anti-air of Naggl is going to make quick work of that. And Cyborg here needs to be careful because his units still mainly at T1, but also are far less numerous. And Cyborg actively defending with his ACU, but Naggl, there goes the attack ping on Cyborg's ACU. Cyborg needs to get his skates on. He's lost this battle. Bob moving in some Corsairs. Did that actually hit Cyborg a little bit? I think there may be a little bit of team kill going on here. And Cyborg standing still being shot by pillars. And Cyborg, horrendous decision making by Cyborg. Tidy interception from Naggl there. Saw the opportunity, pounced on the opportunity, and I tell you what, Death Squad is lucky that Cyborg's exploding ACU destroyed so much of Naggl's forces there, because Death Squad was pretty open with his ACU as well. Death Squad with 0 land units right now, and I'm not actually sure that Naggl has seen the ACU of Death Squad at all, because I don't think he'd be streaming down into this gap. If he had, he would be applying pressure onto Death Squad's ACU. And we see Naggl now streaming T2 pillars through the gap that is created with the destruction of Cyborg, and he's come across the ACU with Dro. I don't think there's quite enough unit count there to put too much pressure on the ACU of Dro. Dro just backing off and killing stuff as he goes, heading for the water. We've got Death Squad, who's moved in swiftly with some T1 engineers trying to get some T1 PD going, but the streaming of units from Naggl reaching the core area of Dro's base, not doing too much in terms of critical damage, it has to be said. Dro's pretty quickly got a Oblivion turret up here, which is seriously hampering any destructive capabilities that Naggl's streaming units has on his base. But we just see some pillars coming in here, getting into Dro, and Dro's ACU now down into the red, 3,000 hit points thereabouts, just getting a veterancy rank there just at a critical juncture. And Dro now just kind of hiding slightly into the water. He's going to pop out and start shooting some more shit pretty soon. And Team 2 need to fill this gap here, vacated by Cyborg. The one difference so far in the match is that when Team 1 have lost a player, Team 2 haven't really applied any pressure, and they've allowed Team 1 to fill in those gaps nicely We see here that Cabal claiming the base of ThomasHiatt, and the base of NUDAX has been split between, again, Cabal and Shai. So Cabal here is going to be on double eco. Well, he is on double eco now. He's got half of each former base. So Cabal looking to be instrumental for what remains of Team 1. And we've got a push here in the middle from Hybrid. Hybrid committing some T1 spam to push forward, but running into the T2 pillars of Shai. So Hybrid deciding better of it and withdrawing his units. Wisely withdrawing his units, I should say, as well. And we have T3 land factory up now from Hybrid. Coincidentally, Hybrid, the only player on Team 2 looking like he's committing anything to land production. We see here Death Squad on T3 air, T1 land. Dro is perhaps less controversially on T3 with 0 land, but he is the air player. And also on the left hand side, Bulletproof Bob also on T3 air with T1 land. So Team 2 here being very non-committal on land. And we already see that Team 1, although being 2 men down, although being 3 against 5, looking dangerous on land right now, it has to be said. We've got T2 pillars here in the middle, taking a leisurely stroll on the enemy half of the map, just taking out mexes, anti-air, whatever they feel like, basically. And we just saw there a notification on Hybrid's ACU. Hybrid going into double gun with a splash upgrade. I'm pretty sure he's got double nano already. Let's just jump into Hybrid and take a little look-see. So Hybrid's calm on double nano, and he's doing the double gun upgrade as we speak. So 48,000 hit points on Hybrid's ACU right now, and he's already at his 4th level of veterancy. So Hybrid's ACU is a thing of beauty right now, but that thing of beauty isn't going to do diddly squat against the T2 push from Naggl into Hybrid's base here. And if Hybrid were to lose his T3 HQ right now, I'm not sure how well that would recover. But the units of Naggl here understandably concentrating on the offense there, and now looking like they're refocusing on the point defense. But by the time they've got this point defense down, I'm not sure there'll be too much left for Naggl to do too much severe damage to Hybrid's base. We just see there one pillar from Naggl making it all the way to the bottom into Bob's base, but Bob swiftly dispatching that pillar with a strat. Naggl just finishing a T1 shield upgrade on his ACU there. Going into some SAM production. Death Squad, his mirror over on the right hand side, also in his Firebase. Firebase is not particularly close between the two players right now, but Naggl actually looking like he's intent on changing that scenario as he marches forward. He's got engineers in tow, taking a nice leisurely walk along the desert in tow with his little engineers. I'm not really too sure what Naggl's got planned here, but it better be good because his ACU looking tremendously exposed right now. And we've got a nice stash of stingers from Cabal here moving around the center of the map. And actually, we spoke about earlier that Team 2 with 3 players at T3 air, Team 1 with the more traditional 1 air player. You couldn't tell because Cabal now looking like he is at the very least competitive in air, but actually I would say he's slightly ahead. We could check it out if we really wanted to, but you just have to take my word for it. Cabal looking like he's very slightly ahead in air right now. and that's not good for Team 2. They're looking like they're banking on air superiority, with 3 of their players having gone T3 air, but not even being able to keep up with the ASF production of the 1 air player on Team 1. And we just see here Shai's ACU being asked to move by his teammate, and over on the left, over on the right, sorry, Naggl has moved forward and now looks like he's gone into full Ravager creep mode. We've got the T2 stealth field generator, and we've got the Ravagers being thrown up, and now some SAMs double shielded, and those Ravagers look like they're doing a pretty good job on fucking the fire base of Dev Squad, and Dev Squad already pulling back his ACU there, going into some T3 shield. So Death not ready to give up his position just yet, and in fact has moved in some restorers, has promptly moved those restorers back out upon seeing the SAMs of Naggl. Dro, on the other hand, has committed Spectres to this endeavour, and those Spectres are going to live about 2 seconds. And hello, Cabal sending all of those Stingers onto the ACU of Hybrid. I'm not too concerned right now, because Hybrid's ACU, with a total hit point of 48,300, he looks like he's in trouble here, but he's still got well over 15,000 hit points, and Hybrid is just going to stroll back into his base and allow his teammates to clear out the T2 gunships from Cabal. T2 gunships not being too effective there. There's a lot of hit points to chew through there on Hybrid. Poor target selection there from Cabal. And Death Squad now moving forward with his own restorers. And Cabal immediately ending their lives, moving in his ASF, and poor decision making there from Death Squad. I don't know what he was quite thinking, moving that party of restorers through to the middle. And the Firebase war on the right hand side of the map continues to rage, and it's quite clear who's winning right now. Naggl grinding down the Firebase of Death Squad. Naggl actually feeling that the job is done here. He's got a superior Firebase going, he doesn't need to do any more to it, and he's actually going to pull his ACU back to what he deems to be a safer location. Death Squad, on the other hand, pulling back his ACU, accepting that his Firebase is lost, and actually right now his efforts concentrating on assisting Shield and reclaiming the Firebases that's being destroyed. And we've got a small pocket of Percival's being pushed down by Shai on the left hand side, and Bob with absolutely nothing in the form of a defense. He's going to lose the entire left hand side of his expansion here, Bob. And you wouldn't think right now that Team 2 are a man up. You really wouldn't. And we've got a GC here that's been completed by Death Squad. We've got a Monkey Lord that's about 2/3 done for Bob. So Team 2 have been very quiet. They're clearly pumping all their eco into experimentals. Question being is, have Team 1 done enough to counter these experimentals from Team 2? Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at the eco while things are in a little bit of a lull. So in terms of the eco charts, Naggl coming out on top spot with a mass income of 239 per tick. In second place, chomping on his heels, it's Death Squad on a mass income of 234 per tick. In third place, It's Dro with a mass income of 216. Well, he was in third. He's now in fourth. Cabal jumping around here between third and fourth. Probably reclaim related, but Cabal on a mass income of 220 something per tick. That's actually pretty low for Cabal. He should be on 2.5 times the eco of everybody else pretty much. Death Squad's on double eco as well, I suppose, but Cabal should be a lot higher up than he is, clearly pumping in all of his resources into maintaining air superiority. And to be honest, Team 2 should not be allowing that air superiority of Team 1, given the fact that they've got 3 players committed to T3 air. But it's the thing. Bob now moving his Monkey Lord over to the left here. Where's the GC gone from Death Squad? Well, that's moving forward at the center. So Team 2 electing to split up their T4 units. Given how much support that's offering them, I'm not sure that's a wise idea. For example, Bob is going to move his Monkey Lord into this pocket of units from Shai, and I'm not actually sure that Monkey Lord's going to come out on top in that encounter. And Death Squad here moving in his GCs, looking to take out the fire base of Naggl. He's through the shields. He's got a few Percivals he needs to chew through here. The Percivals are starting to move in. We got anti-air from Dro moving up behind the GC. And the Percivals doing a lot of damage to that GC. The GC already at half health. And we've got Cabal now moving in gunships to try and take out this GC before it's done too much critical damage to the Percivals. Cabal defending with all his ASF, and Death Squad and Dro moving in their air, and a major air battle now ensuing over the top of this GC. The GC is going to go down to the Stingers and Percivals of Cabal and Naggl respectively. But what about the air battle? Some tidy micro here from Cabal with a superior ASF count, and Cabal is clearly coming out on top of that air battle, obliterating the ASF numbers of Dro and completely wiping out the Restorer contingent from Death Squad. And we see conversations about SMDs now, and this is why we've got a nuke launcher built from Death Squad. The missile is half loaded in the tube. So what have Team 1 done? I think they clearly know about it. Well, we've got an SMD here which is just about loaded, so that's going to be loaded comfortably in time for Team 1. And let's just jump into Naggl for a second, and we can see that the range on that SMD is actually, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect placement of the SMD there. The nuke from Team 2 is going to do absolutely nothing to the core areas. So Death Squad will be limited to targeting the expansion areas of Team 1, aka the left or right flank. And actually, not even the right hand flank here, as we've got another SMD from Naggl here over on the right hand side. Death Squad might be able to take out this forward fire base of Naggl, but that's not really going to change the match too much, because Team 2 aren't in the land game. They're not looking to push through on land, so taking out a fire base isn't really going to do too much to aid their cause. And Shai now penetrating through into the core area of Bob's base. Bob completing the construction of a Monkey Lord just in the nick of time. And Hybrid having to move his ACU across. It's a pretty fucking chunky ACU, I'll give him that much. 51,750 hit points now. So the Monkey Lord and Rambo Calm of Hybrid, Rambo ACU of Hybrid, making tidy work here. Hybrid's down to half health. You might think that that's exciting, but he's still got 32,000 hit points in the bank. And the Monkey Lord is going to chase down the anti-air of Shai here, just for the veterancy. And yummy in my spider tummy. And we just see there in the distance the wreck of Bob's previous Monkey Lord. This one already off to a much more fruitful and successful life than its dead brother. And actually Bob now moving over a T2 transport loaded up with engineers. He's going to reclaim the former wreck of his first Monkey Lord. So what's Death Squad going to do with this nuke? It's loaded in the tube. Team 2 probably just scouting. I'm not sure how successful the scouting is going to be. And Cabal now moving in his ASF over the middle here. And the Stingers are moving in to target Bob's Monkey Lord. And Dro doesn't look like he's defending. I'm not surprised because we haven't had an ASF count, but there's a lot more green there than there is red. That's plain to see. But Dro, the circling continues, and I'm pretty sure that one of them is going to get pulled in soon. And actually, Bob moving in his ASF to try and take out the Stingers. They're not just Stingers now, by the way. Cabal has been sprinkling some broadswords here into his gunship party. That will add a lot more clout to that group, and the resulting air battle again. Dro with a nice turn there, getting behind the ASF of Cabal, but the numbers just looking like that Dro isn't going to overcome the numbers here, and the micro from Dro there was better than Cabal, but Cabal seeing it through with his numbers of ASF, and Cabal actually withdrawing there in the end. And the nuke has been launched from Death Squad. It looks like it's heading over to this right hand side. Not quite sure where on the right it's going. Will it make landfall? No, it's come within range of the SMD. Naggl's second SMD. Naggl throws out the lol, and that's a bit of a kick in the teeth there for Team 2. They can't even nuke a firebase, for Christ's sakes. That nuke launcher completely ineffective. And now Team 1 driving down the center of the map with two fat boys from Shai. And Team 2, have they got enough to deal with this? They've got a GC nearly completed, a megalith that's 3/4 done. Will that be enough? Possibly, I'm not too sure. And Naggl continuing to apply pressure here. He's just edged forward with some T3 mobile artillery demolishers, laying down fire on this expansion area of Dro, and a lot of Dro's build power here around this air factory is going up in smoke. And Dro now moving in strat bombers just to try and clear some of this out. Naggl does have a little bit of anti-air in that mix, but it's not enough. And Naggl looking to expand farther down the right hand side. He's pushing and reclaiming the maxes that once belonged to Death Squad. And Shai, despite the fact that he's cleared this left-hand flank out much in the same way as Naggl has, Shai isn't expanding into this area. He isn't taking the vacant maxes. And the fat boys harassing the units. That annoying distance artillery fire being thrown down by the fat boys here on the T2 units of Dro. And the megalith is finished, as is the GC. The GC's been moved forward here. The megalith, on the other hand, is apparently on defensive duty. Now it's starting to move forward. We've got some strats as well here, and Dro moving in to target the leading fat boy with strats. It's already lost some of its shield. Oh, its shields are down actually, and I'm not sure if that was a failed drop by the strats there. Dro and Cabal going at it again with the ASF, and Cabal with the fantastic turn in there after the first pass. And Cabal coming out on top of the micro stakes. He's got the ASF numbers as well, so Dro pulling back his ASF pretty quickly there. And the Fat Boys, one of the shields has been breached. It's nearly down to half health. The Megalith is edging forward with some hefty T3 mobile Seraphim shield support here. Those shields need to get around the Megalith and shield it from the artillery fire of the Fat Boys. More strat bombers coming out over the top targeting these Fat Boys, and now the Megalith's within range. Poor kiting micro there from Shai on the Fat Boys, and the first Fat Boy is going to go down. And will the second one make the water in time? Whalers moving in from Bob here, accompanied with the distance fire of the Megalith, and the second Fat Boy goes down right on the edge of the water. And Team 2 dealing with those Fat Boys. But Cabal's pushed down the right hand side here. We've got a big contingent of gunships here, and Cabal's moved in his ASF ahead of the gunships to take out the ASF of Dro. And Cabal targeting the ACU of Death Squad. What a move this is from Cabal. Straight in and behind Team 1, straight in onto the ACU of Death Squad, and Death Squad going down to the broadswords of Cabal. How quickly did those broadswords take care of that ACU? And Dro, despite seeing the move from Cabal, he just didn't have enough ASF to deal with it. I cannot believe that the three T3 air players of Team 2 have not been able to keep up with the ASF production of a single player on Team 1. Cabal out-airing 3 players of Team 2. I'm not sure how many different ways I can say it, but I can't quite believe what I've seen here. Team 2 looking like they've turned this on its head, and we've even got fucking artillery fire coming in from Team 1 now. Naggl with a Duke up. We actually have a second Duke nearly completed from Shai. And Team 1 pulling out what surely is going to turn out to be an improbable victory. And there goes the air grid from Dro. And that's that. The match is over. Wow. I'm just going to pause it there. We just saw the desync, but everyone basically leaves now. And Dro just had his ACU stashed over here somewhere, but as soon as he saw his air grid go down, what a chain reaction that was. The Duke from Naggl taking out one of the T3 power generators, and then Dro's entire air grid. Just look at the wreckage that has caused. Incredible. What a magic trick of a victory there, pulled out of the hat from Team 1. Great teamwork from the trio of Shai, Cabal and Naggl. And we're going to have to go ahead and take a look at the stuff now. And Hybrid with the very early kill there on NUDAX, and I think Dro got the kill of ThomasHiatt with that. I thought that was Death Squad, but Dro must have contributed some mercies to the kill of ThomasHiatt as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stuff. In terms of categories, Dro winning stuff built, which is actually really surprising considering the ASF deficit that Dro was facing the entire match. I'm surprised that he's come out with the most stuff built there. Cabal winning highest power income, most kills going to Shai, 497 kills. It's not actually that many for a kind of 40-minute match there. And the final category of mass income going to Naggl, and in terms of man of the match, tough choice here really. Cabal played really well in the air slot for Team 1, outperforming 3 air players of Team 2. I'm going to classify 3 of the 4 players there for Team 2 as air players. As I mentioned throughout the commentary, 3 players at T3R with T1 land. So Cabal doing a really excellent job. But I'm actually going to give man of the match to Naggl. Naggl was really solid all the way through, managing to get up 2 SMDs here to counter the nuke launcher built by Death Squad, and that was really... People are going to scream at me and say, but Cabal did really well and got the critical kill. Yes, Cabal did get the critical kill, but Naggl, with some excellent defensive play, blocking the nuke was really the game changer in itself, because it completely made the nuke launcher from Death Squad inept. So Naggl, Team 1, very, very well played. Cabal, you were like 0.5% behind man of the match on Naggl there. Could really award a joint man of the match. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the really useful, helpful things. And guys, I will catch you in the next one.